Senator Baldwin, this was obviously a very moving experience today to listen to these stories from around America of what Donald Trump and the Republican-controlled Supreme Court has done.
Without question, Dr. Denard was sharing her account, and it just reminds us of the dire reality in a post-Roe America. During this briefing, we were reminded by other witnesses about the situation across this country. A doctor from Washington, D.C. talked about a woman who had just accumulated the bus fare she needed to come up from the South to get care. She had no money left for a hotel, stayed at a homeless shelter, and got food from a food pantry so she could receive the care that she needed. In Wisconsin, we fell back to a law that was passed in 1849, a criminal abortion ban. And those same dire stories have happened across the state of Wisconsin for the 15 months since Dobbs was decided and Roe fell. And now in the state of Wisconsin, we have 69 out of our 72 counties where there is no access available.
Let's listen to what Dr. Serena Floyd said today.
There's absolutely no need for interference from any government policy, politician, any government interference whatsoever as they are trying to make that decision. In order for us to get to a place where our patients can have the care that they need and feel safe and have good outcomes, it means that we've got to pull the politics out of the exam room.
Senator Baldwin, there is no clearer distinction between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, or Nikki Haley for that matter. The Republican candidates for president are in favor of a national abortion ban enacted by Republicans in the Congress.
Without any question, our rights and freedoms are on the ballot this November. And it's not only true at the level of the presidency, although we saw what President Trump did in pushing forward 3 activist Supreme Court justices and what that resulted in. But it's happening in Senate and House races across the country. There's probably no better example than in my home state of Wisconsin, where Washington, D.C. Republicans have recruited a California bank owner, mega millionaire, to run against me. If he wins, he could be very well the deciding vote for a national abortion ban. He has said he is totally opposed to abortion rights. There's no question that these rights and freedoms are on the ballot. I, by contrast, lead the effort to restore Roe versus Wade to our national laws and take the additional step of making sure that states don't pass local laws that interfere with those basic rights. The overwhelming majority of America supports having access to abortion care and also the right to control one's own body. And we can't stop fighting until that is, again, the law of the land.
I think it'll be clear to most voters that the issue is on the ballot in the presidential election by the time we get to November. But it's also, of course, on the ballot in Senate elections because it is the United States Senate that confirms the judges who make these kinds of decisions that the Supreme Court has made. You can have a Republican Senate approving the Republican judges, the kind who are now in the Supreme Court, or you can have a democratically controlled Senate not trying to control, not allowing even a Republican president to get those judges appointed.
Absolutely. And, you know, we focus a lot appropriately on Supreme Court justices, but every federal judge we appoint and confirm are serving lifelong terms. This is a long time. And as long as they have their pro-life litmus test on the Republican side, it can do damage to Americans' rights and freedoms for decades to come.